Good morning, everybody. I was just coming back to show you guys a few updates I did on my professional portfolio. I did add a little bit of color. As you can see, it's not as plain as it was before. And I add a few titles down here of some of the things I do or some of the skill sets I use. So the new that I added was I did add a little JavaScript. So when you hover over each language logo, it kind of displays what projects that you can go to as proof as me using that language. Um, so I did add that, and when you hover over it, it'll show the project. Then if you remove it, your mouse, it will go back to just the plain logo. So this was something that I added. Something I want to change is instead of having the project display at the bottom of it, I kind of want it to be in the side here. But that's something I have to figure out with my Bootstrap because I have so many rows going on here. I have to figure out which row to edit to make it display how I want it to display. So right now, I just want to get it working. As far as when you hover over, it shows the projects. And then another thing I want to do is I want to make these a link. So also when you click on it, it'll take you to that particular project that is listed there. So I have to figure out how to do that. And then another thing I added on projects is when you hover over the video to play, it kind of pops up some of the key takeaways from that project. Um, but I'm not sure if I really like this, but I was just playing around with JavaScript. But I thought that'd be cool if it actually stayed instead of like disappeared once I moved the mouse off. So that's something I want to change. But right now, I'm going to focus on this page and making these links and making it scroll down to the actual project. I can show you a little bit of my code as well. Where is it? Okay. So this is the code for the About Me page that actually has the logos on it. So this is my JavaScript. What I did was I set all of the logos as the same class, and then I grabbed the list of everything. And then here it's going to go for each logo in my list. And it's going to apply this event listener when mouse is entered into a logo. And then down here at the bottom, when mouse is out of any logo, it's going to run this code here. So I call it a dictionary because I'm used to Python, but this is actually called an object, I believe, in JavaScript. So I made this to kind of store each logo's list of projects. So each logo has a different project assigned to it, depending on which language I use for a project. So this is how I store it there list. So for Python, the two projects that has Python is the Pack Track and the Under Pressure. So that's why I had to create this just so the program will know which project to display per logo. So here is I'm setting the projects here, and then down here in the event listener for mouse enter, I I'm grabbing the ID of each logo, and then from there, I'm calling the assigned value of that logo from the object right here. So essentially, it'll say language example, and then whatever ID it receives, it'll grab that value. So that is how I'm doing that. I'm grabbing the object value, and then from there I'm creating the unordered list, and then I'm assigning that list value as a list item, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm doing here. I've created a list item, and then inside of that list item I'm passing the value of each item while it's some length left, and then from there I am just going to append that into the parent of my logo. And then with here, I'm just removing that whole thing, the whole order list, unordered list. And yeah, that's about it. It sounds like a lot. Maybe I should show you as it's working. So here is essentially the group of items I'm grabbing in my list because all of these items have the same class. And then for each item in that class, so each individual logo is doing the same thing. When I press the logo, it's sending that ID into the object, and grabbing the value associated with my Python logo. So whatever the Python logo is passed, it's going to grab that list of pack, track, and under pressure, and then it's going to create a list element, and then inside of that list element, it's going to take that value and display it as a list item. So it's essentially doing the same thing for each one, depending on what their ID is. And then once your mouse is off, it is deleting the whole unordered list. So yeah, this is what I have. I'm going to continue to work on this and keep making updates. But I think it's coming. It looks much better than what I had. So it's coming along. Let me know if you have any tips for me or ideas. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.